Is fandom the new marketing? That's the question that fuels our new Supercharged edition. Hear what team members across our divisions have to say, and don't forget to subscribe on the Supercharged Hub for more insights for Keyword Studios. Why is fan-first thinking not just a good to have, but a business-critical strategy in 2025?
Fan-first thinking is a business-critical thing for 2025 because when we think about games, especially live games, we're often having to make new content. And what we have to think about is three things really. What does the team think is a good idea? What does the data say is a good idea? But also what does the community want? So we then take those three things, the team, the data and the fans, and we try and use that as our source of knowledge, I guess, to go, this is a good idea to invest time and energy to make a new feature for the game.
Fan-first thinking, in particular as it relates to accessibility, is about broadening the spectrum of who might be a fan. And if you make your content accessible, you might be able to capture the attention of people who otherwise you wouldn't reach.
And it's not about just selling to them, it's about engaging with them so that they feel heard and they want to go on your brand journey with you.
What is a missed opportunity for brands or studios when it comes to community engagement?
I think failing to engage the community directly is the biggest mistake. In our case, the best work we do is our direct engagement with the blind community. It's through that process that we learn the consumer's attitudes and interests, and we can tailor the work that we do directly for that consumer group.
I think a missed opportunity is when brands use community management as a moment within a campaign, as opposed to actually seeing it as a long-term relationship that they're building.
I think there's just way too much attention trying to get the next viral post or the next wow moment, that people are forgetting that community management is just all about your fans and addressing them through specific channels they are already living in.
How do you define fandom in today's media landscape? And what's changed in the last 5 years?
Fandom is really about people feeling comfortable expressing their love for a product. A great example is the Minecraft movie that just came out. You had all of these people who've been brought up on Minecraft going to see the movie. They're dressed up in the costumes, they're cheering at the memes, and everything's going viral, right? So it kind of fuels the whole hype around the movie. What's great about it is that we now live in a world where everyone is really comfortable in their own skin expressing that affection for products that maybe 5-10 years ago people were a bit more shy about that. So I think it's really cool because we're creating super fans who really want to talk about their love of the games and the products that we make.
What metrics tell you that a live ops decision is truly resonating with a fan base?
We have data scientists and their job is to gather the data on the game. Usually we have various metrics that we judge. So it might be engagement metrics, it might be monetization metrics, it might be retention metrics. And when we release a feature, we measure that through our live ops department and our data scientists to see how has that affected the community.
How do localization teams contribute to a fan's sense of belonging in a global community?
In today's media landscape, IPs hold immense power. They come with a pre-made fan base, which is great to kick off any project. But with great power comes great responsibility as well. So your localization teams have to be experts at delivering the truly impactful, locally relevant experience that fans within a certain market are expecting, because IPs have been built with layers and layers of culturally local flavor. If you don't deliver that, if the characters don't sound the way they should, if the IP doesn't feel like it should, your fans will notice and they will let you know.
What does it take to make a campaign feel like it was made with the fans, not just for them?
I think a way of creating a campaign that will resonate well with fans is to involve them in it. So we did this for Destiny 2. We co-developed actually what the campaign messaging was going to be. We include them in assets, and it was a way of feeling fan first. And it worked, it resonated, and it did wonders for the IP. And I think that kind of intimacy it works incredibly well to actually build more success across campaigns and the assets that you deliver.
How does accessible design contribute to fandom growth, and what is still overlooked by many in 2025?
I think one of the areas that's overlooked is that if you want your content to have a global reach, making your content accessible in only one language is cutting yourself off from that global reach. If your content is blind accessible but only in English, then how about blind people who don't speak English? You're leaving them out of the mixture. And so I think that that's an area where if we consider accessible design, making something inclusive of all accessibility and the broadest possible reach is a great path forward.
If you want to know more or you'd like to join a conversation, check out our new quarterly Supercharged edition, jam-packed full of insights from Keyword Studios.